Welcome back.
Hey, great to see y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. We want to talk for a couple minutes today about
That video that you just watched.
yeah, I paid you to do that, so shut up.
But you didn't say thank you.
I did. The money was the thank you.
No, the service. For the money. That was my job. But you never said thank you.
I don't know. We agreed to you to come to work and to do a certain set of tasks. You did them. I profited on it, and I paid you out of the profits. Wasn't that the relationship that we agreed on?
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a really good one.
Oh, good.
You and Mom.
Yeah.
You agree to go to work every day.
Yeah.
Mom agrees to make a home.
Yeah. She kills it.
Mom makes dinner.
Yep.
Beautiful dinner, slaves away.
Okay.
That's her role,
Contribution.
hypothetically.
She does a lot more than that.
Do you say thank you after dinner?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'd recommend you say thank you
Oh,
a
I
little
should.
more frequently.
I should, but like it's not unknown that I don't always get that out.
Do you think that's good?
No, obviously I'm screwed if I say yes. That's a no-win. That was emotional blackmail. So,
Emotional blackmail, but perhaps a viable.
there's some truth there that I can measure out. But like when I offer you a job and give you a job description, and you do what's in your job description, and I pay you for that, what I've prescribed in the job description that I would pay you, what more should I give you?
Recognition.
Okay, here's a question for you. Here. This is a good one. If I have a job description for you that has tangible results measured in the job description, and you don't meet the results, but I still pay you, do you apologize to me? Because if I have to say thank you for doing the very thing that I'm paying you to do, and you don't do the very thing that I'm paying you to do, but I still pay you, should you perhaps have to apologize?
Is it my fault? Is it a marketplace issue? Is it I don't have the right tools to complete the job? There's lots of reasons that someone would not accomplish something that you have set them out to do.
Well,
Is it my fault or is it yours?
I don't know that I agree with that.
Okay.
Honestly, if we've done a fair transaction and I've given you all of the tools and resources to do it, and you're not getting it done, losers make excuses. Winners win.
I can hear what you're saying.
So
don't agree.
I'm not saying that that's right. Don't hang up on me here. Okay? Please understand. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you want me to be appreciative all the time, I can work on bettering that. But could you work on having some remorse if you're not meeting the goals and objectives that we agreed to?
I don't know that I can work on having remorse. I do think that I can work on ownership of those things and taking responsibility for my book of business and my job title. I don't know that I could say that I'm sorry. I'd be like, hey, you know what? This is what happened. This was the circumstance. This is why we are where we are. Next time, this is what we're going to do. And this is what we're going to try to fix that.
Hey,
and this is where we'll move.
I'm happy to pay people to figure out solutions. And if we don't have the year that we're expecting to have, or we don't, get things done the way we expect to get them done, and you're coming to me with more solutions, that's great. But if you're coming to me without solutions and like, oh man, I don't know what happened, and
then I'd be sorry. If I was like, I just suck, I don't know what happened, I had everything that I needed.
Yeah. No one comes with I just suck. No one comes with I just suck. I've had hundreds of employees over 30 years. I get that from my kids. I honestly do.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's something I would absolutely say. Sorry, it just didn't happen. I did what I could.
You own it. My kids own it.
But that's because we have a different relationship than most employers.
Right, and you're owners. And so you feel it differently.
Mm.
And this is one of the things that I'm trying to understand, and I think, we see lots of managerial leaders in today's environment saying, owners, stop expecting your employees to act like owners. Okay, I get that. They don't have the skin in the game that I have. They don't, but my concern is that we're no longer asking employees to act like employees.
Help me understand what you mean by that.
To take ownership for their responsibilities, to show up and to outperform. We've created a culture where, to some people, it was acceptable for a person to take two different jobs and run them simultaneously side by side because they were working from home and they could pull it over on their boss. And that seemed to be, in society, in some ways celebrated, when they were really taking advantage of people who were just trying to take care of them and keep them employed during a hard time.
Mm.
And so the pendulum swung so far to employee-centric organizations that owners who require a return are villainized.
Yeah, and I can hear that because an owner takes a chance and steps out and does something that employees don't do. They take risks, and that deserves the reward that you earn in the end.
And I'm not asking them to take the risk. I really believe in giving our employees a salary that covers their nut at home and allows them to live in a level of security and safety. But also, the upside is when we win together. And so much in the last 5 years has been a movement towards people want me to share an upside that I haven't yet realized.
So we can stay on that train and keep rolling it down, but that is kind of far from the original topic of I pay you for this.
Okay.
So help me understand then, in a world where there's a employee shortage and we desperately need people to come back to work, is it also not a period of time where you should be trying to invest in your employees and thank them for actually showing up?
Yes, for sure. I think that people that show up and do a good job deserve an appreciation for doing so, because what they're doing is, in the market, not common. There's so many people not showing up that the people that do show up deserve a word of thanks for showing up.
I will say, yeah, that's fair, but I can also tie that or hear that statement and tie that right back to what you were saying previously about, okay, all you did was show up.
Right. And so there's a balance to the whole thing. What I'm looking for from my staff, and we've been talking a lot about this recently, is I want your fullness.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how that's landing with my staff. But that's really what I expect from people. Is I expect people to give me their all, give me what they have to give. Mm-hmm.
So here's a question. If somebody that works with us is to show up and give their all every day, do what they can do every single day, and fail, should they apologize?
No, they shouldn't. People that give their all don't have to apologize for failing, but they need to know that they're failing. And
That's
and
fair.
and that's my responsibility to share that with them. And I would say that I haven't always been good at that. But it is fair that we have a conversation about whether they're succeeding or not. And if they're giving their all and not succeeding, then we need to have a conversation about what additional tools and talents can I help you get to bring to the table so you can succeed. And through a concerted effort on both parts to grow and get better, if after 6 months or 9 months or depending on the role, maybe 30 days, if you can't cut it, you can't cut it, and it should be okay to say so.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like you can cut it, then just admit it and own it and ask for a way out that allows you to maintain your dignity and expect to work with an employer that's going to give you that.
Absolutely.
And as an employer, it's my responsibility to allow people to come and go and maintain their dignity. But,
Absolutely.
I want people to give me their fullness, and I want to resource them so that their fullness is successful. And when that's not, I want to be able to have honest, forthright conversations that are not incriminating of the person, nor of the process, just an honest evaluation of the fact that we're not succeeding and how would you like to go forward.
I love that. I love that. One of the things that I've been doing this past week is going through all of my goals, as
Sure.
you're very aware. And one of the
I
things...
honestly, I haven't been invited to participate in that process at all. So I know by reputation that you're doing this, but I've not been sought any point of consultation or what those goals should be.
It's because he takes it way too far. If you wanted to know.
That's fair.
But I mean, after I counted them, there was like 59. So
you got some issues yourself.
I mean, I've got my own problems. But one of the things that I was doing was reflecting back on the goals that I had set last year, the goals that I had hit, and the goals that I had literally just like crossed out. And I was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. But it was so valuable for me to look back and be like, wow, I know that I could accomplish these ones because I set that down. And I wouldn't have been able to get here with these ones if I didn't decide early on that this was not the time and place to push it forward and set it aside. So it is just as valuable to say no to a decision as it is to try and keep pushing it forward. Because the more you continue to tell yourself, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, when you know deep down that it's not the right time or place for it, the more you're just lying to yourself and you're setting your own future up for a failure. When you know it's wrong, set it aside. Keep pushing for hard things, but don't push for hard things that aren't right. Anyways, not the point.
No, that's really good. That's really solid. I think that I too many times in my life have set goals or expectations that were perhaps unrealistic, and I'm unrelenting when I put something on my goal list. And I don't necessarily need to hit it on the timeline, but it's very hard for me to step away from a goal and say, no, I'm going to just cross it out.
What about not right now?
Yeah, I can push the timeline.
But
the number's the number's the number. The goal is the goal is the goal. If that was important to me then, it's important to me now. It's like my crazy goal sheet. Some things I accomplish early, some things I accomplish late, but
you're still
at the
pushing.
end I'm gonna see all of those things get checked off, which is stupid because I'm crazy.
So
I like your way better.
Help me understand what this means for you, because I know your goal sheet. So let's play directly into what it actually looks like. You have how many rounds of golf on your goal sheet for this year?
26.
26. How many do you think you would have played?
Less than 10.
Less than 10. So by keeping that 26 in your forefront, are you still thinking about the fact that you're failing at it?
No, failure means nothing to me.
Or is it that's not happening right now, that's not happening this year, I don't even care, I'm just gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and it'll be fine, and I'll try again in 3 years. Like are you still carrying the burden of that failure, quote unquote, as you're going through, or are you, well, I mean, you just said
No.
failure means nothing to
Yeah,
you.
so like in a personality type, I just, failure means nothing to me. To you, failure's crushing.
Yeah.
And so when you don't achieve your goals, that's really hard. And so you need to X them off your list because, you're that, you need to check boxes to feel accomplished in life. And so if you
my whole new spreadsheet of goals has there's nearly 200 boxes for me to check next year in that stupid notebook. I'm gonna go crazy. It's gonna be great though.
But if you put an X through the thing and takes out all the check boxes, you breathe better because of that. You have anxiety that builds up over the unchecked boxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So January must suck for you because you have so many open boxes, or is it all about the opportunity?
No, it's all about the opportunity. January is a thriving, exciting month where it's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen this year?
So what happens if you get to, where does the stress come in about the boxes that are unchecked? Is that March or July or September, last minute, December 1st?
I think that because I have so many boxes in so many different areas of my life, I was the one that chose all of the goals. The only person that I'm going to put down in that instance is myself. And so I just choose to not. I'm like, this is fine. This is what's important to me. This is no longer important to me. If it's not important to me anymore, I'm going to kiss it goodbye and it's gone. And if it is important to me, I'm going to push forward and make it happen. But that's just kind of the end of the day. Either you do or you don't. But I've set it up in such a way that I have metrics to hit every week, every month, every quarter.
Yeah, that's super strong. I just have to respect that. I think that's killer that you're doing that. I think that for me, I can't, I'm not organized enough to do it every week, every month, every day. If I do the same thing 2 days in a row, it's a mistake. Just anything.
It's a miracle that you accomplished anything in life. I don't know.
I know.
How?
By God's grace and your mom's strength.
That woman.
And a great team around me, we have achieved some goodness.
Aw. I feel like we should end it there. On a happy note, life is great. We're going to lose battery soon. And
I think that's a reasonable spot to end.
Me too.
By God's grace, with lots of people's help, the success that we have is due to all those people's work. And
a team of people building around you.
Yeah.
Nothing happens alone.
Nothing happens alone because we are better together.